As you can see, we're about to play Batman for the NES, which is a fairly difficult platformer if you've never played it before.
This is for the original NES. Do you know what year this came out?
I think it's 1990?
1990.
So basically the way this game works, it's like a typical platformer other than you've got your fist for your main weapon, and then you have three other weapons, the boomerang, like that, or I should say the batarang, the bat missile gun is what I'm going to call that, and then God knows what the hell this is. And those all consume ammo, so you kind of want to use your fist, unless you have to use something else. Oop. Damn.
Any of you who are new to this, we've been doing this for a couple weeks. We're kind of cross-platforming the streams right now, so after we round this up on Facebook, we're going to jump over to Twitch for a little bit after we go through this run-through. What's the game we're going to run through on Twitch?
I believe I'm going to play Bucky O'Hare for the Nintendo, which is kind of like a Mega Man clone if you've never played that.
Yeah, I've never played it myself.
I think it was a little late on the system. I think it was 1992, so a lot of people had already moved on. But a lot of the last games on the system were really good. Can kill that sub-boss right there without him even waking up if you do it really quick. Here's our first boss.
Audio's good. So hopefully you're enjoying it, and hopefully it's coming through just as good for you guys as it is for on it. Nicholas Bankhead, thank you for joining us.
This was a game I used to play with my dad all the time. I'd kind of watch him try to beat it. And he was decent at games, but this is a really hard game to begin with. I think eventually he gave up and started using the Game Genie to try to beat it, because it would give you like, I think you could get extra, or infinite lives rather, and then you could get like infinite ammo. Which honestly, it doesn't even really make the game that much easier when it gets down to the hard parts of the game.
Because like, you still have to get through it, regardless of how many lives there are.
Yeah, you never get infinite health. That's the thing that would make the game really, really easy.
Gaming is such an interesting phenomenon in its time.
Yeah.
And it's like, it just doesn't exist now, because, it was always a cartridge-based kind of interface where you had to kind of lock in a cartridge through it to kind of make things happen.
They did have, I don't know if it's still around, but they had Game Shark for a while. Is that what it was called?
Yeah,
Game Shark?
I remember Game Shark. I never had Game Shark.
I had it for, I think I got it for PS2 because I wanted it on, I used to play those wrestling games where you could make your own wrestlers. And there was hacks that you could do to kind of get more out of the creative guy. Get like more layers and stuff like that.
So how did Game Shark interface with the console then? Since it was disc, was it through the memory card slot or?
I'm trying to remember it. It had a disc that you would put in, and then I think you would just kind of select the codes that you wanted to use, and then it would have you, without turning the console off, just swap discs. Like once you tell it that you were ready. I think that's how it worked. I only used it for that one game, so I don't really remember that well now. But I think that's what it was. It was a little buggy too. Like a lot of the codes would kind of break the game.
As they should. For fucking cheap.
Yeah.
I do remember I had Game Genie for Game Boy though, and that was kind of funky itself. It was this huge like adapter that sat on top of it, and then you load the cartridge in on top of that.
There were some cool things. Like this game actually let you. There was a code that would let you jump like twice as high, which made the game a lot easier. But it also just kind of changed the game in interesting ways. You know, there's little shortcuts you could take.
Yeah, and sometimes that stuff's cool. Kind of like the controllers that had like the turbo functions and stuff like that.
And these games were so hard that sometimes it was kind of just nice to be able to, like when you're a little kid, there's no way you'd ever see the end of a game. It was a way to actually see the whole game. And for me, a lot of times it was almost like training wheels. Once you got good at the game, with the Game Genie, you could eventually play it without. Boss here. There's only 5 levels in this game.
It's just a fairly short game.
Yeah, but if it'll take you years. I mean, it took me forever to beat this game.
A full run when you know everything you're doing isn't really that long, but it's just learning every little nuance of the game over time, pretty much.
That's how almost all of these old platformers are. A lot of them you can beat in a half hour or less once you actually figure out what you're doing with them.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, I had hooked up my Turbo Graphics and I was playing Splatterhouse. Some of that stuff is just coming back to me. I still haven't played through the whole thing, but there's the one level where you get into the house and it's like everything becomes possessed, and it's like you got things flying at you from different directions and stuff, and then the chair starts moving around, and you gotta like learn its jumping pattern.
Yeah.
And when I was playing it the other day, I got all the way through the end, and then I forgot at the very end of the level, the chandelier actually just collapses and falls on you.
Always gotta watch a chandelier. They're never safe. Castlevania's taught me that. Damn it.
Splatterhouse is definitely cool though.
Bad jump. Yeah, Splatterhouse is sweet.
Definitely one of the earlier kind of survival horror type games. Woo! Especially since, when I first started playing, I was so used to NES, which was so, such a kid-friendly console.
Yeah.
To have that kind of
the
edge and graphic animation of things, popping out of like zombies and stuff like that. It's really cool. Sam Price jumped on. Hey, Sam.
I need some help. Took a lot of hits there that I shouldn't have. The goal is always to get to the last level, at least, without dying. Well, I mean, the goal is to never die, but I try to get to the last level with 1 life, because I like to try not to use a continue if I can help it. But that means I need some help.
Remind me what all the little power-ups are that you're gathering.
You have bees that do nothing other than, I believe, give you higher score, which gives you nothing. And then there are bullets that give you more ammunition, and then the hearts that give you more life. Yes, we need those. Watch out for this guy over here. If you don't know about him, he will hit you for sure, or apparently even if you do.
You get more weapon options beyond the batarang in this game?
Yeah, I've got the gun like this and this rainbow, whatever. I don't really use the second two as often because they're useful in certain circumstances, but I don't know, it's kind of slow. Oh god. And the boomerang only uses one piece of ammunition, while the other two, I think the gun uses 2 and the rainbow thing uses 3. But they can be nice for like right now, watch. Oh, I guess not, but a circumstance like that.
Yeah, something like that. Is there a damage modifier to it, or is it just really the spread of the weapon?
I think it's just the spread. Alright, this thing's hard to get past without getting hit. Now these things are basically like a way to farm life and ammunition, but also it comes at a risk. Because if you don't do it right, you'll get hit by these things. So it's kind of a cool way to do farming and still make it a little bit engaging. Because it's pretty hard actually, it's a real gamble to do these. And they don't like to drop hearts. There we go. I really need to get a decent amount if I'd like to beat this boss without him killing me. Alright.
You can't actually destroy the thing that's spawning them.
You can.
Or can you?
Yeah. They take quite a bit of hits though.
Yeah. But it'll just pump out those guys forever
Yeah.
for you, basically, so you can farm stuff.
You really have to focus though. A lot of times I'll end up like getting too greedy and then I get hit. I'm just gonna try to get one more.
Sam Price says you need to get all angry video game nerd on it. And we got Brent Gibson watching too.
Come on. Give me one. There we go. Alright. That should be good enough.
Justin Hash is about to jump into the stream.
Justin Hash. Our good old buddy helping us out with tech issues.
Yep. Hopefully the audio is sufficient for you.
It seems like the Facebook wants to work a little smoother.
Yeah, I don't know what it is with Twitch. It seems a lot of people have those issues too. And I wonder if, like, because, you know, there's those sponsored people on Twitch and stuff. I wonder if they get priority in their streams and stuff like that.
Could be, I don't know. Nice. Alright, we got full health. This boss, there's really not much to it other than just go crazy with his boomerang. And usually he'll kill him before he can kill you. As long as you got a decent amount of health. Okay, so now we have 2 more levels, I think?
What was that? Oh, you're already on level 4. I
Yep.
haven't noticed.
Yeah, this game goes pretty quick. Each level is almost like 2, aesthetically at least. Like halfway through, they'll totally switch up the way the level looks.
Yeah.
This level starts to get pretty hard. Ooh, give me those. Ah, yeah. That guy was nice. Watch out, watch out! Alright. Man, they're giving me some hearts. Oh. Get out of there! Uh-oh, the Joker's talking shit. These jumping guys are real assholes.
Who would you say your favorite Joker is out of all the movies?
I would have to say Jack Nicholson, probably.
Yeah, I still have to go with Jack, too.
He just seems like... He's not even, like, playing a role. It's like he's just is crazy.
Yeah.
He just seems like he's just crazy. But, I mean, Heath Ledger is definitely really cool, too. And Mark Hamill's badass, but he was exactly, like, the full package.
He wasn't a movie Joker,
Yeah.
but definitely, I would agree that he's the most iconic Joker. Just the way he played the character.
Yeah, he's probably... All the animated guys are my favorite. Like, Kevin Conroy's really cool. I think when you do animated, it just gives you the chance to make sure everything looks the way you want it and sounds the way you want it.
Did you watch Suicide Squad?
Yeah, it was okay, I thought. I mean, it was what I expected out of it.
I think people tore into it way more than they needed to. I mean, granted, I could see where they're coming from on a lot of things, but I thought it was still good for what it was.
Yeah, I just kind of expected like a fun action movie out of it, nothing like award-winning, you know.
And honestly, I know a lot of people had the complaint that the Joker wasn't in it enough. And honestly, I thought he was in it almost too much.
I thought he was in it more than I expected, actually. Yeah, because he was just basically there to let you know who Harley is. I kind of thought they should not have gone with such a magical villain, just because so many of those guys are more physical fighters. It seemed to kind of render them a little more useless.
Yeah, sure. Same prices. Not Jared Leto. What?
I actually liked that. I thought that was a pretty decent take on him.
I thought it was an interesting take. It was definitely. He had to do something new with it.
Yeah. Like, I did not find myself disliking it, I'll say that. I wasn't like, this is embarrassing. Oh, nice. Get that hard if I have time, but I might not. Oof. In those kind of circumstances, I don't rush, See, there's another one right there. 'Cause that's what they want you to do. They want you to rush and fall.
Who would you say your favorite Batman villain was?
Oof. That's tough. I was like Mr. Freeze a lot. That's because he's kind of got one of those backstories that you can actually feel bad for. Which a lot of the Batman villains actually do. What do you think yours is?
It's hard to choose. I actually especially in the animated series, I really like Clayface.
Yeah, Clayface is interesting. I like Scarecrow too.
Yeah, Scarecrow is another good one.
It kind of took them a while in that animated series to get him right. They played with a lot of different voices and stuff for a while. When they finally got it, it was good. We're almost to the end here.
Shut up. Oh.
Alright, here we go. Boss 4. This boss you have to use your fists, I believe. I'm not sure if that's entirely true, but anytime I used to fight him with a weapon, it just seems like it's not doing any damage. So I just stay in this corner and I punch. Oh! Oh! Oh man. Getting my ass handed. Watch it.
You can't jump on top of it to ride it, can you?
No. Unfortunately, you cannot. Now I use my weapon. Okay, that takes us to the last level. Which is a incredibly difficult.
I gotta remember the headphones next time. Just like, it's so sad watching a video game and not experiencing, like, you know, the soundtrack.
Yeah. So we haven't died yet. That's good. That was the goal. At the end of this level, you have to fight 2 bosses consecutively.
You have full health right now?
What's that?
Is that a full bar? Is that full health right now?
Yes. So usually I'll fight the first boss and end up dying. Maybe, you know, once I fight the second boss, I won't have full health. So you almost always end up dying at least once on the last 2 bosses. So I like to get here with full lives, in case I die more than once. But what's nice is if you beat the first of the 2 bosses, even if you get a game over and use a continue, you don't have to fight that boss again. Okay. So this is the part that makes this hard. This jump you have to do pretty much pixel perfect. I very rarely successfully make it. Come on. Get in there. Oh, it's really difficult. But this game has a really good jump mechanic to it. It's like pressure sensitive, you know. And it actually works pretty well. But that one, they just make sure you're very perfect about it. Here it comes again, the same jump. Come on. Damn, it's hard. I used to not even try. I would just fall down. Because sometimes you risk getting hit twice. So if you just fall down, take a hit, and go up, you know, you'll at least only take 1 hit. There. Come on. Oh shit. Oh, come on. Oh my god. I just screwed that run. Alright, that's fine because we're at the boss now. So. It's a checkpoint. The trick to this boss is if you stand in the right place, you can kind of get him to just keep jumping. I'll just see if I can get him right. There we go. Alright. Going well. Alright. That guy is extremely difficult, so once you get him dead, you fight the Joker. Joker's gun hits you for like 3 or 4 hits each, so he will kill you quick.
He's huge.
Yeah. He's been on the steroids. He's been talking to Bane. I feel like the fist is the most effective way. Nice.
Very nice. Nice slow motion. Back.
So I don't know if you remember the end of the Batman movie.
It's been so long since I've seen it.
But you probably don't remember the part where Batman throws him off the ledge. So I only died one time. That's not too bad.
Pretty good run.